Yes, and it's actually pretty amazing. Here we are, right at the start of a 3-day weekend, and here you are. And why? Because you care. You care about kids of California, kids in your community, and about our public schools and how to make them better, even better. So it's a fascinating time, an exciting time. I know those of you who are in the school boards know that schools opened up again. A couple million students are already back to school after Labor Day. The rest will be coming back, and with high hopes by their teachers and high hopes and high expectations from their parents and their teachers, our kids will succeed. But we need a lot of help. We need a lot of work together. We need a lot to transform the system. But I'm truly excited. I think this is one of the most pivotal times and transformational times in education in the history of learning and teaching in the United States. So we can, the new Common Core standards, the new scientific method, critical thinking, problem solving, less bubble tests, and more hands-on learning and creating things and bringing evidence to bear around your arguments and just thinking. So it's a fun time. But I'll take an event just with all the, going around the state. I'm inspired every day by the kids I see. They're trying hard and excited, the kids that are engaged. And we know there's a lot that aren't. We know there's a lot that we need to reach out to bring in. But when you see those that are getting it and having fun doing it and thriving, it makes it all worthwhile. And then 2 weeks ago, to just sort of center my own commitment to improving public education, my oldest daughter had grandchild number 2. So I'm now Papa T. I'm not a grandfather yet. I'm Papa T. So that's my name. So I've got, I have Mateo Tomas is my new grandson. And so, and you know what you see, I have a 3.5-year-old grandson. And what do you see in little kids? What do you see in all youngsters, really? If it hasn't been, drummed out or, numbed by other circumstances, you see endless curiosity, endless exploring, constant looking at the world and trying to figure it out. And it's that curiosity, I think, and that sense of wonder that we want to keep alive in all children. And we want to have them have self-confidence and have them be able to dream big about what they can be. And we want to give them the means to think through how they can get there and give them the support to help them get there. So I just sort of bring that home. For me, just seeing this little 8-pound, 11-ounce new life, miracle, we all start that way. And every kid has the capacity to be great things and to be great to themselves and to the people around them. So that sort of centers me on the mission I have to work forward and lead this transformation of education in California. And it's just truly impressive. We're working, besides just having all curriculum be more relevant to what goes on in life around you, in the community around you, in the world around you, having students connect in that way. We're also looking at how we can integrate the learning that's going on and get these 21st century skills. And then a big part of my agenda is tying it into career pathways. Because I believe that when a young person sees a career pathway, and it may not be the one they end up taking all the way, but we know careers change, right? A young person may go through 7, 8, or 9 different careers, but when our students get connected to a career pathway, they get inspired and excited about learning because it has a purpose. And if it's medical sciences and biosciences, they learn everything about the beginning of nursing and medicine and study that in history, and the science and the math are all integrated. They learn if you get the decimal point wrong when you're giving an injection, that's not good. Or if you're in a construction academy, you like to build things. And I was at Laguna Creek High School, and the students had a green academy. They like to build things. They do Habitat for Humanity homes on the weekends, but they also have really fun doing solar and studying alternative energy. So they actually were involved in putting solar panels on top of the roof and powering their classroom this way. And I went and visited the school, and a young girl, 45% of the students in the class are young women, and she was real excited. She said, "I got to show you all this really great equipment we have here, and we're not only building things, but we're also saving lives." I said, "Well, how is that working?" Solar suitcases. Have you heard of solar suitcases? She showed me a drill press and some hard-shell suitcases, and they put in a shelf in there. They secure a battery pack in there. They secure a little solar panel and a cord, and then they've connected to places around the world, in Liberia, Nigeria, Haiti, and other places where they're back villages and there's no electricity, and if a woman gives childbirth in the middle of the night, there's often not the light to make sure that it's done safely. So infant mortality and mom mortality is pretty high. But these kids are connected in that way. Isn't that pretty cool? So there's the solar suitcases. They open it up and put out the panel and power the battery, and then they have a light that they can plug in. And so that's just one example. So you see students empowered like that, and we're excited to see that kind of activity expand. The Pro Tem of the Senate, my good friend Daryl Steinberg, has worked with me on the partnership schools. Steve, you've got a number of those in Los Angeles. I don't know if you have any in your district. Partnership academies.
We're starting pathways.
Pathways, yes. So we've spent about $25 million a year to get 500 high schools with this kind of rich connection to businesses, where there's internships in the real world, whether it's aerospace or medical sciences or computer sciences, and that's really cool. And now, on top of those 500 schools and the $20 million a year, Daryl Steinberg has given $250 million for me and my department to write up guidelines and then dispense grants over the next 3 years to help define career pathways, a clear articulation between high school, community college, the universities, how to get young people to see the pathways and actually have them mapped out. And then how to have these rich internships and externships for teachers. You know what an externship is? Teachers, many of them, spend most of their life in a classroom. They grew up in a classroom and went off to college in a classroom and came back to teach in a classroom, but they haven't got a lot of real-world experience. So many businesses in these partnerships provide summer work for 2-3 months. The teacher gets to actually work in the aerospace industry or in the petrochemical industry or computer science, and they come back jazzed themselves about what they've learned, but also more credible to the students by what they've experienced. So those are some of the kind of real-world connections I think that are exciting. We have a long hill to climb to bring California education to where it should be. So we know there are gaps, there are mighty steep hills to overcome in terms of some of the deficiencies that our students have by virtue of not having an equal start in life. But you know what? Every child has that equal start, but then if they're in poverty or if they're from an English learner background, they take more help to get to where they need to be. So I think with the new formula that Daryl Steinberg and John Perez and the governor worked out through the governor's leadership, truly, we are now going to channel more money to low-income students. You've heard of this? Local control funding formula. And more money to English learners. And this is just, it's the right approach, and it will help really empower these young people to succeed and be vibrant parts of our community and helping our economy, all wrapped up into very positive things. So we're started on a journey. It's a long one, but I'm confident with people like you willing to take a Friday night to listen, to share, that we're going to get there. And I need your help to keep pulling together and moving us forward. So thank you. I'm glad to take any questions, but it's pretty awesome, isn't it? Are you revved up and ready? Yeah. All right.
Make sure that everybody, if you want your information, we have this weird sign-in sheet that we put together.